Phylum Mollusca. Noah Peyton, Beau, Stuckey, and Owen, Olsen. General characteristics of the phylum. Bilaterally symmetrical. Body has more than 2 cell layers, tissues, and organs. Body without a cavity. Body possesses a through gut including a mouth and an anus. Body is monomeric and highly variable in form. May possess a dorsal or lateral shell of protein and calcareous spicules. Has a nervous system with a circum ossiphagal ring, ganglia, and paired nerve cords. Has an open circulatory system with a heart and an aorta. Has gastric exchange organs called sytendial gills. Has a pair of kidneys. Reproduction normally sexual, gonochoristic. Feed from a wide range of material, and they live in most environments. Unique traits and characteristics. Mollusks occupy both aquatic and terrestrial habitats. Thriving in both, they are the second most successful species in terms of numbers, only behind arthropods. They range in size from being one of the smallest organisms to almost microscopic to the largest of all invertebrates, the giant squid. Most species can be easily identified by a hard shell on the outside of their body to protect them. However, not all have a shell, and not every shell-bearing creature is within this phylum, but is a good initial indicator. It is believed that the shells of these mollusks were used as one of the earliest forms of currency in the ancient world. Most mollusks are marine. This means that they live within water. If you see in the picture, you can see some of examples of mollusks and their hard shells. Unique traits and characteristics. Unique anatomy. They are externally ciliated, containing cilia on the outside of their body for movement. They also use a ventral muscle wave to move as well. They possess a mucus gland. They use these mucus glands to secrete mucus for sexual reproduction and mating purposes. It also makes it extremely easier for them to slide across rough or smooth surfaces. All of their vital organs are actually above the digestive tract, therefore showing the need for an external shell. If you look in the diagram to the right, you can see many details containing their organs and body parts as they are presented to you.
Evolutionary adaptations in history. The first bivalve mollusk appeared abruptly in the Cambrian period. Despite the changing environment in which these snails live, morphological characteristics studied within a lineage of fossils did not change much over 5,000 years. They only changed in size. Evolution has widely played with the combination of various morphological characteristic sets in individual molluscan groups. From the data currently available, we can conclude today's simple mollusk evolved from an ancestor that had much more musculature and probably an overall internal anatomy, and was covered with a protective shell and plates. On this chart, we can see as multicellularity becomes evident in these animals, we get sponges. Then, when true tissues and germ layers become part of the animal, we receive sedentarians that have radial symmetry and 2 germ layers. With bilateral symmetry, 3 germ layers, we diverge again into prosymate development and deuteronomate development. Between those, we receive flatworms, roundworms, mollusks, annelids, arthropods, enchinoderms, and chortrodites. The annelid diverges from the mollusk, and the mollusk goes into the conifera and the actylifera. And the actylifera diverges into the alphacorypha and the polyphocorypha. The alphacorypha diverges into Nemonomorpha and the Chidodomorpha. The Conchoifera diverges into the Cephalopoda, which also diverges into the Scyphalopoda. and the Phylum Mollusca diverges into the bivalvia and the gastropoda. Phylum Molluscae relationship with humans. Mollusks have a general importance within the food chains and as members of their ecosystems. Mollusks have a commercial and medical importance to humans. Some species within Phylum Molluscae are necessary intermediate hosts for parasitic flatworms that cause diseases in humans. The zebra mussel is a harmful exotic invader. Carried from Europe in ship ballast water, zebra mussels were taken to the Great Lakes. They have caused millions of dollars in commercial damage by clogging the water pipes of power plants and cooling systems. Sources of food in many cultures are the Phylum Molluscae, and they play an important role in fishing industries of many countries. Mollusk species with shells are commonly used for ornaments, and they are harvested for their pearls.
Examples of the phylum Mollusca, which you saw on the last slide, include snails, octopus, clams, and scallops. Snails fall under the class gastropods. Gastropods make up nearly 80% of all mollusks. Octopus, they fall under the class cephalopod. There are 300 different species of octopus. Clams fall under the class bivalvia. Bivalvia have two shells that can be closed for protection and can also be used for movement. Scallops, who also fall under the class bivalvia, use two shells to flap together for movement across the ocean floor.